So today is 10th of February 2026. So the only high impact news you're having is what? You are going to be having retail sales at 130. So what are they expecting? Core retail sales. They're expecting last previous month was 0.5. Forecast they are what they are anticipating is 0.3, which is what way lesser than the previous one. So that means what the dollar can be weakened since the retail sales is what lower than what the what they are expecting is lower than the previous one. You get it? So what it means is what the dollar can be weakened. The dollar, if it happens that forecasted numbers are the same, then what it means is what the dollar. The dollar can be what? The dollar can be weak. Okay. What it means is what the dollar can be weak. So if it happens, if it happens, the actual when the actual numbers get released, it happens what the retail sales is what the numbers that are going to be released is lesser than a forecasted one, then the dollar will be weak. Okay, because retail sales it's good for the economy. If it happens, the numbers are high, it's good for the economy. Okay, but if it happens, the numbers are low as compared to the previous month, then the currency that means the country is not the economy is not doing well, and when the economy is not also doing well, what's going to happen is what the currency at hand is also going to be weakening. You get it? The currency at hand is going to be weakening. So what's the currency at hand? The currency at hand is what the dollar. So if the dollar is weakening, any currency that you are going to pay it with what dollar, what's going to happen is what the current that assets or that currency is going to be strong. Yeah, so that's it for the fundamental. But it's not going to be happening during the lending session. It's going to happen during what the New York session. You get it? It's going to happen during the New York session. So let's move straight to the technical analysis to see what's happening. Let's move to the technical analysis to see what's going to happen. So first of all, let's do our top-down analysis to see what you are going to be expecting. I hope no one is having a question with regards to what I explained just now. No one is having any issue with that. All right. So let's check out the weekly time frame. So if you check out the weekly time frame at so let's plot out our various levels. Let's plot out our various levels. So we have a rejection level over here at the weekly time frame. So levels are very important. Levels are very, very important when it comes to trying to analyze, because price most often react towards those levels. So let's move to the daily time frame. So if you want to get the simplest way of identifying the various turning point, turn it towards a line chart that's going to give you a clear what indication on the various turning points. You get it? Turn it to what do you call it? A line chart. So is it going to be easy for price to move to this point? I think like 4,000 pips today. So let's try and indicate it on the chart. Let's try to indicate it on the chart. Yeah, so that's the daily time frame. So let's try to read the candles and see what's happening. Let's try to read the candles. So currently, if you look at the previous candle at the daily time frame, it's closed strong bullish candle. You get it? So what it tells you is what its price, the markets when it comes to this currency pair, when it comes to this asset, what's happening over here is what there was strong what buying momentum, there was strong buying pressure. If you look at the previous candle, it closed with what a strong bullish what it's closed very strong. Okay, we don't have a lot of top wicks. Okay, so we have a strong bullish candle. So what it tells you is what if price happens, or if it happens candle, the current candle takes the high over here, it's having a strong chances that price will keep on moving up. Okay, so that's what is going to indicate today can be what in today's what do you call it, in today's market, the market can be moving up. That's what it indicates. Okay, that's what it indicates. So let's see. Looking at the daily time frame, as I said, I'm expecting if price takes the previous candle high, I'm expecting the market to keep on moving, continue moving up. So let's move to the H4 time frame. So what I'm currently doing, we call it top down analysis. Okay, what I'm currently doing, we call it top down analysis. So at this point, this is how the H4 is also closing. If you look at the H4, price made high lows, high lows, high lows. Okay, so at this point, what we are having over here is what we are having a strong support level over here. Looking at the previous candle, the closure of the previous candle, we are having what the candle closed strong bullish. You get it? The candle closed strong bullish. The candle closed strong bullish. Okay, so that means what? The chances that price will keep on moving up is high. So let's check out pattern structure. Price made highs, lows, highs, lows, high, lows. Okay, so at this point, you're expecting a continuation of the trend to this point. You're expecting price to what? Continue moving up. Because if you look at the daily time frame, previous candle closed bullish. Okay, so and the H4 time frame, the pattern structure is what? An uptrend. If you look at the trend, pattern structure is an uptrend. How is candle structure looking like? Candle structure too is also what? A strong uptrend. So at this point, let's see where we can get a buy setup, because the previous candle has closed strong bullish. So we just have to wait for a pullback or a breakout. Okay, but before that, let's plot out our various zones at the lower time frame. So the various zones at the lower time frame, we have zones over here. Okay, we have zones over here. We have another zones to over here at the H1 time frame. At the H1 time frame, we have another zone over here. Okay, so what these zones should tell you is what we're having a lot of ranges. Okay, we're having a lot of ranges over here, and the way the candle closed, if you look at the H1 time frame, price was in an uptrend making highs and lows. So the moment it broke the low over here, it turned towards a downtrend, and price just made high. So at this point, this level is also what a valid level that we need to pay attention to. This level is a valid level we need to pay attention to. You get me? The level is a strong level you need to pay attention. So price is currently looking at this, a lot of lines on the chart. I would say price is in what? A consolidation. So around 6 a.m. there was a move over here. You see, as price got broke, get to this side, what happened? Price just got rejected over the line. So it's always advisable you trade in a zone where you trade in a bigger zone. Okay, it's always advisable you trade in a bigger zone. So what qualifies a bigger zone? If you talk about bigger zone, this is what an example of a bigger zone. Okay, how many pips? 200 pips zone, almost more than 200 pips. Okay, so this is what a 9 zones to trade within after considering your direction of the market. Okay, after taking into consideration the direction of the market, the next is what trying to consider the levels, the zones to trade in. Is it good zone? This zone is very small, 40 something pips. Considering gold giving you 40 something pips, it's not currency, this is small for gold. Okay, so you see the moment price. So if you want to scalp, that's fine. Okay, if you want to scalp something like this, that's fine, but you need to be very quick and fast with your what execution. If you don't, if maybe you are expecting price to keep on continue moving up, then you need to do what? When price get to the target, you have to first of all fast break even, because you don't know, there's not, if price gets to the point, the target, there's no guarantee price is going to what keep on. The chances or the probability that price is going to keep on moving to the next level is very low. Okay, so you need to what at this point, when price tap this target, the probabilities are what against you, the odds are against you. So what you have to do is what you have to break even. Okay, break even simply means bringing your stop loss to break entry above entry price. So when it happens, price decides to pull back, it's not going to move against you. Okay, it's not going to move against you. So these are the various rejectional levels at the H1 time frame. So at the M30 time frame, I like the way the structure is looking like. Okay, at the M30 time frame, I like the way the structure is looking like, because looking at the M30 time frame chart, the trend has shifted towards an uptrend.
Yeah.
Okay, price, the trend has shifted towards an uptrend. Price has broken above this zone and currently pulling back. So what are you expecting? We need what, a support, then we take the continuation of the trend to the next level. You get it? So that's what we want at this point. But looking at the zones, that is the problem now. Looking at the zones, let's look at M15. Yeah, M15 too is also looking good. Okay, so looking at the higher time frame, which aligns price breaking, pulling back over here, giving us a nice setup. So at this point, you can be going for a buy. At this point, I'm not going to be looking for a sell unless maybe I see a shift in trend, unless maybe this high, this candle takes the previous candle low. With that one, it gives an indication that price will keep on moving up. The chances that price will keep on moving up is down is very high. Okay, unless it take the previous candle low, that is when I will consider taking what, a sell. But what I'm seeing currently, I'm not looking forward for what. You see, sometimes when I come to the chat, I will tell you, oh, I'll be looking for a buy and a sell. At certain point, I will tell you I'll be looking for a buy, and at the same time, I will be looking for what, a sell. I'll tell you at certain points I will be looking for a buy, and at the same time I will be looking for a sell. But this market condition, looking at my directional time frame, I'm not going to be looking for a buy and I'm not going to be looking for a sell. Sorry, I'm not going to be looking for a sell. I'm strictly going to be looking for a buy. The point where buyers bias will come in is when it has taken the low over here. That is when I'll be looking for what, a sell. So at this point, let's see if you can get a buy. So where will I be? How will I be? What condition is the market going to, what, maybe what condition is it going to set for me to look for a buy? At this point, to be frank with you, the ranges are they are choked. Okay, the ranges are choked. So at this point, the buy will be difficult. A lot of ranges, a lot of ranges over here. Very small zones. So where to take a buy will be hard, unless maybe, because the H1 time frame, we have these rejections over here. Price has shifted the trend. So if it is pulling back, it's going to pull back on this one. So this level is valid. So at this point, the buy, the best way to take a buy, the best area to take a buy is when price maybe has broken above this one. That is where I will consider it to be a safe buy. This is the area I will consider it to be what, a safe. I'll consider it to be a safe buy. But let's see if the candle close. You have like, what time is this? You have like 29 minutes. Let me see the M15. Yeah. So we are heading towards volume time. So let's see if we can get, if a support forms. Okay. Let's see if a support can form over here. If a support can form over here. Okay. If a support forms over here like this, you consider this one to be what? This one wick. The wick has ended and going to keep on moving up. That is what maybe I'll consider. So we are in pre-lending session. We have an hour for lending session to start. Okay, so let's see how it's going to close. These days, lending session has been has not been smooth. Yesterday too was the same. So you see, yesterday market condition. These days, from last week, lending session has not been smooth at all. Full of consolidations. This one full of consolidations. See, you see, most often the New York session has rather been trending well. Lending has not been good when it comes to gold. Okay, so at this point, what you are doing is what we are waiting for the closure of the candles. Okay, we are waiting for the closure of the candles. So we have like 30 minutes for the candle to close. So let me analyze GBP USD for those who trade currencies. Currencies. Yeah, so looking at GBP USD, we have some rejection over here at the monthly time frame. So those in the training, those in the ongoing training, the levels I'm going to teach you how to identify them. So yesterday we talked about how to what retrain. So today too we are going to continue with that. Okay, we are going to continue with how to read trends too as well. We are going to, yeah, yesterday was just a highlight. So today we are going to go deep to into that on how to be able to what read the market. So you see today when I came to the chart watching gold, I said I'm not going to be looking for what a sell. It's because of the condition of the market. So I told you when it comes to market structure tells you how the market is behaving. You get it. It tells you who is in control of the market. So I noticed that what the participants who are in control of the market is what the buyers. So I don't have to go against them. I have to follow what the big players are doing. That's why I said I'm going to be looking for what a buy. So that's what you need to understand. But you'll be able to know that when you understand how to read the trend of the market. You get it. When you understand how to read the trend of the market. Yeah, so bringing this point over here at the weekly time frame, we have this key level over here. We have another key level over here. Why am I yawning? It means I have pending sleep. So, looking at the daily time frame, this is how the daily is looking like. So let's plot out our various level at the daily time frame. We have this level over here at the daily time frame. I said the levels are very important because price moves, price mostly reacts. Boss, you they sleep. So price mostly reacts based on what the historic data. Okay, so support and resistances are historic price data. Price has reacted on those levels before, so what's the chances that it's not going to react on it this time around? So that's why we pay attention to them. Okay, that's why you see how mostly the lotto forecasters do. They mostly what use the past data, the past numbers to make to make present decision. So it's the same thing when it comes to we the traders too. We use historic price data to make what current decision. You get it. So that's why we call it what price action. We are using how price is reacting. Price reacted in the past to what make current decision. You get it. That's why we call it what price action. Yeah, so the daily time frame, these are the various historic data. So you notice that as the previous bullish candle was moving, what happened? It reacted on the previous candle high. You get it? It reacted on history. What happened? Price just made a turning point over here. Made a turning point over here. So this point, what happened? Price reacted on this level. So it's the same thing that happened. So we are going to be doing this. So this is the macro what? The bigger picture. Okay. This is the macro time frame. That's the week daily time frame. It's a macro. It's the bigger picture. It's a bigger time frame. So we are going to be using the same concept one We are going to be using the same concept when you move to what the other time frames too as well. You get it? We are going to be using the same concept when you move to the other time frame. So the other time frames are the micro time frames. So the micro time frame can be what the 30 minutes, the H1 time frame. I classify them as what micro time frames. You get it? Yeah. So the daily time frame, looking at the previous daily candle, how did it close? It closed strong bullish candle. You get it? It's close strong bullish candle. So this is where you are going to be identifying our directional time frame. As I said earlier, when you come to the market, you have to first of all make sure you know the direction of the market. The direction of the market will help you to know who is in control of the market. So at this point, who is in control of the market? That's when your understanding on market structure comes in. Understanding of what candle structure also comes in. So looking at this candle, price was just making highs and lows, highs and lows. So at this point, the trend is what? An uptrend. Okay, the trend is an uptrend. So after identifying the trend, then you look forward for what the various levels that price can reject. So this level price can reject over here. Okay, when price is pulling back, it can get rejected over here. You get it? It can reject over here. Looking at how the past candle close, we can have a pullback. Price can pull back to where this level. So when you are taking a sell, it means you are counter trading. Okay, you are counter trading because you are trading against what the major trend. You are trading against the what the bigger picture. Okay, so at this point counter trend is also risky. So but if you see a clean zone, if you see what there's no support or resistance, looking at your left, you can what take a sell. So at this point we are going to be looking for a buy. But the way, looking at the way the candle closed, looking at how price is behaving over here, I have to look for a shift in trend because the H4 time frame is giving me what it's printing what bearish candles. So I have to look for a shift in trend. Okay, at the lower time frame. So if it happens, this time frame shift trend, I'll be looking for what a sell. By looking at this time frame, it tells you that what this time frame is what an uptrend. This one we call it complex structure. Price makes highs and lows. So you see the higher highs are not being broken. Okay, it keeps on respecting the higher highs. So at this point, I'll be looking for what a buy to on what I'll be looking for a buy. If price is moving up, it's going to get rejected over here. We have another rejection level over here. So this is where price is within. Okay, so when it comes to taking a buy, when it comes to taking a buy, I would love to wait for, because this time frame is what an uptrend, sorry, a downtrend. So since I'm going to be looking for a buy, maybe if the H1 candle close bullish, or maybe this point, this level is going to serve as what my this level is going to serve as my support level. Then I'll take a buy. See, this time frames too is also what a bearish time frame. You get it? So if this level serve as what a support, I can be looking for what a buy with maybe just 5 pips. Currency is how 5 pips is small, man. 5 pips, deducting 2 pips. Let's say maybe your brokers are giving you like 2 pips, the highest spread like 2 pips. Uh, Major currency pair is giving 5 pips with this range. It's very small. It's small. Okay, it's small. Yeah, so that's what I'm expecting on GU. Okay, so maybe you wait for what a support to form over here. You as support is forming, it's candle close. You wait for what price to what pull back, breaking the previous candle high, then you take a buy. Okay, let's see how gold is behaving. Yeah, you see, I said I'm not having any sell idea. Gold these days, lending session is not smooth. You see what's happening. You see what is happening currently on gold. Price is not giving a clear direction. Okay, price is not giving a clear direction. A lot of ranges. See the a lot of lines you've seen on my chart. So if you see a lot of lines with small uh, zones, okay, it means price. The chances that price will range is very high. Okay, bigger zone. So you see how yesterday, if you watch the New York session yesterday, you see how price trended very well after the breakout of the consolidation. You see how price trended very well because there was what, clean area to your left. So yesterday there was a buy setup over here. There was another one too over here. So you can take advantage of these zones. But this time around, what are we seeing? We are seeing a lot of what? Consolidations. Okay. So as a trader, putting yourself in this position is very risky. The market will just be chopping your money back and forth, back and forth. Okay. So you need to be very careful when you see zones, a lot of zones over here. When you see a lot of zones, you have a lot of what? Zones. So measuring this zone, when it comes to small zones, if you are not fast, you can't manage the trade well. Okay, you can't manage the trade. If it happens, I mostly love the 30 minutes. But if it happens this candle close above this zone, the chances that price will move to this level is very high. Okay, but the zone is very small. The zone is very small. The zone is very, very small. So my focus is over here. This is what is telling me what to do if I move to the lower time frame. You see how it's getting rejected? You see how the levels are getting rejected. So if you want to see consistent profitability, I would love, or I would advise you focus on what areas where there's no, we don't have much support and resistance levels. You see how price is getting rejected. Several price has been rejecting. So as I said, you see, as price moved to this side, it got rejected on a level. Okay, price broke out. Or if you want to see the level very well, the level is at H1 time frame. This is where the level was before this one got formed. So the chances that lending session might range is very high because today too we have retail sales. So the chances that price might range is very high. So you see, it wasn't able to break above this one. It's still what's still beneath rejectional levels. So today, even though I have my idea, my bias is what looking for a buy, but it might be very difficult to see, like to get an entry because of price action, the zones. Okay, because of the zones. So sometimes, as I've been saying most often, you can get the direction of the market, but getting entries is very high. Getting entries is very high. It's very low rather. Let's see. So at this point, we need to see how the 30, if it happens, the 30-minute close below this one, how many pips? Let's say 40 pips range. Is it all small? Is it not small? So you have like 30 minutes. So you are in volume time. You are heading towards landing open. So after landing open, if you don't get, so if landing open you don't get clear direction, we are waiting for the candle to break above this one. So let's see USD card as you are waiting for the closure of the candle. Yeah, so what time did we analyze this? Okay. So you see the previous last time, that was 5th February. During our breakdown on the New York session, what did I say when price was making bearish? I don't know the number of people who were present during that time. I said I'm waiting for market structure over here for price to keep on moving up. What happened? Price broke, pulled back over here, created a support, and it kept on moving up. Okay, so I think it was price was around the side when we did the analysis. That's you see what I did. I said I'm waiting for what market structure. Okay, so I think the structure formed over here, but that was 5:30. That was 5:30. So if I were to be present during that time, this is where I would have executed because price has at the lower time frame it has broken, pulled back, created this support. So this is where I'll be. But I don't know whether then we had volume in the market. Let's see the H1 time frame. So this is how the H1. So yeah, the H1 though was a downtrend, but you would have focused on what the M30. So this point will be our first level of what interest before price maybe might keep on moving. So you see, as it was getting close to the level, it just bounced and moved. Yeah, so price action, price move created a support and it just moved. So it was a perfect setup. So it's the same thing that is currently forming on gold. But with gold, the ranges are a lot. Okay. So today too on USD card, I think it's looking good. On USD card, looking at the weekly is looking good. Weekly is looking good. There's a rejection over here. Daily too is looking good. H4, let me see. So H4 is also looking good, but we have this rejection over here. So how did the trend what's the trend of the market? Price just made hot lows, pulled back. Currently expecting price to keep on moving to this side. But looking at candle structure, the candle has broken the previous candle high. So the chance that price will keep on moving up is very, very high. Okay. So you can be looking for a buy and at the same time a sell. But I think the sell will be okay. So you see how price created this support over here. So if it happens the candle close below this one, if it happens the candle close below this one, it will be good for what? It will be good for a sell on USD card. If this candle, so it's better you wait for the candle to close below on USD card. Then can you imagine 2 pips? 2 pips. So those who don't understand pips, pips is what we use to measure. Okay, it's a unit of measurement for it's a unit of measurement for price movement. Okay, so if you want to know how far price has moved from a distance, okay, from a point to a point, that's what you call pips. So measuring from here to here, price has moved like 2 pips, very small, very, very small. It's going to be very hard. Yeah, so that's USD card. That's USD card. Okay, that's USD card. Let's see gold. This time around, lending session on gold has been hard. Lending session on gold has been hard. Let's see what's happening. So as I'm saying, price is struggling because it is in this strong area. So you are going to be around. You have like 30 minutes. You are going to be around to see if before lending open, you will get opportunity or you get a trade. That's what you are going to be looking forward for. So we have like 30 minutes. Okay. We have like 30 minutes. So let's hang around and wait for that, the 30 minutes, to see if you get a trade. Because at this point, price is ranging. And as I told you earlier, I'm not going to be looking for what I saw. So this bearish candle like this, I'm not going to give it attention. I'm not going to give it attention. I'm looking for a buy, not a sell, because of. So the only point, as I said, I'm going to be looking for a sell is when price has broken the low. That's the only point I'm going to be looking for. So when it comes to trading, okay, when it comes to trading, you need to have something called trading plan, trading system, trading constitution, something that is going to guide you. So if you take your country, or maybe where you currently reside, there's a constitution. Okay, constitution is something that governs what the people in a country. Okay, so your ins and outs, your inflows, okay, you're coming in and you're moving out. You are not totally free. No one is total. Some people say, "Oh, if I get money, I'll be free." No one is totally free. Okay, wherever you go in this world, we have rules, we have regulations. Okay, governing what the people in the country. That's what makes a society a society. Okay, if there was no rules, there was going to be chaos, there was going to be violence. Okay, yeah. So when it comes to trading too as well, if you don't have a trade, the reason you most often keep on blowing accounts back and forth, keep on blowing accounts, keep on losing money, is because you don't have a trading constitution. You don't have something guiding you. So when it comes to your system, what do you mostly look for? So the way, as I said, I'm not going to be looking for any sell. It's because I have a trading constitution. I have a trading plan. Okay, I have something guiding my path when it comes to this game that I'm playing. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a game, that is when you come to the market, you just maybe watch how the candles are looking, or maybe you haven't bearish candle. So the chances that price is going to keep on moving up, down is very high. Then you sell. You don't have random. If you take your past trade, will you see some similarities among the trades that you've taken? If you don't see similarities, if you can't explain the reason you take a trade, that means what? You are gambling. So yesterday I was having a class and someone asked me, is trading a gambling? Trading is it's not gambling. Okay, it's not. It's a professional betting. You need to have the rules. You don't just wake up and just execute a buy and sell. Okay, you don't just wake up and just execute. So you see, as I came to the chat, I'm having a plan. I know exactly what I'm going to be looking for before I'll execute a buy or a sell. But if you are someone who doesn't have a plan, then you come to the market, you become confused. You execute based on what your intuition, how your feelings, how you are feeling. That's what you mostly base on to make your decision. You get, which is very bad. So you need to always make sure you are having a trading plan. Draft a trading plan. Okay. So with the trading plan is going to come based on your experience on the markets, based on whatever you've witnessed in the market. Okay, yeah, so that's what you need to understand about trading. So it demands a lot of work, effort, energy draining from a person or an individual or a trader. Okay, so you see how price is rejecting, price is currently moving, testing the levels up and down because of my experience. Okay, it's because of my experience. So at this point, the 15 is not looking good. So I'm currently going to be focusing on what? The 30-minute time frame. That's what I'm currently going to be watching. The 30-minute time frame. So trading is all about sitting and waiting. As I'm saying, there was one entry around 6. Okay. There was this entry over here. That was quick buy. And as price go to the target, where did we get this target? So moving to the H1 time frame, this is where the target was coming from. This is where the target was coming from. So the moment price just pulled back, okay, the moment price pulled back, just head straight, gave some 40 something pips, and started bouncing back. So we are waiting. We are waiting. So trading is all about waiting. Majority of the time, we are just sitting. Okay, so if you are someone who maybe trade work from home, you just be sitting and be scrolling, scrolling and be watching what price is going to be doing. That's what majority of the time traders do. They just sit and what? Just sit and you see them scrolling because the game is all about waiting. That's all what the game is about. Mm, mm, mm. So if the candle, you see how the candle has closed with this long wick. I mostly take, if I'm taking a buy, I mostly wait for price to what, break the previous candle highs and lows. But the way this candle has closed, you let's wait and see. We have like 30 minutes. Let's wait and see. If I don't see a significant, any clear or visible, lending hasn't been smooth at all. The same thing happened last week too as well. Price just decided to be ranging. So when you have market condition like this, you need, that is when experience comes in. If you don't have experience, every tick of the market or every tick of price you are going to enter, every tick, price tick or candle tick, you're just going to enter. This is where experience comes in. So the 30 minutes has closed bullish over here. Very slow. But let me see the H1. So the level is still valid. The level is still valid. Or even if price close like this, okay, with that one, you notice that this one has flipped within the zone. There is the support level. The support level. So at this point, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for lending open. Very unfortunate. Anytime I come to the stream, I mostly don't get a setup for me to trade with you people. The only time we had a setup was last week Monday, last week Tuesday. But majority most of time I don't get a clear setup. Mm. So you see, as I said, I'm not going to be looking for a sell. See how price is working out perfectly with a buy. So let's wait for lending open to see. I hope you understand the breakdown. You see, if you're having question too, you can let me know. Do you understand the breakdown? So it's not magic. As I said, I'm not going to be looking for a sell. It is not magic. It's based on what I'm seeing at the higher time frame. That's why I said I'm not going to be looking for what I'm not going to be looking for. I'm not going to be looking for a sell. Okay, it's not magic. It's based or it's coming from what the higher time frame is telling me. So you have like 24 minutes for the candle to close, but the ranges. So you see, sometimes you don't need indicator, okay, to tell you how price is going to react. Last time I told you the other time, I told you that what is going to help you to know if price is going to range or if price is going to trend is what is based on what the zones is based on the zones. I think the M5 time frame. So at this point, price has broken within the wow, just move like 73 pips. Price just moved 73 pips the candles. Mhm. So we have like 22 minutes. We have like 22 minutes. The 15 wasn't looking good. So if it happens, this candle close below above this one, we have like 36 pips over here. 36 pips range. So a ranging market. A ranging market. So you see how it's strap price is currently struggling to what? It's currently struggling to what? Break the high. You get it? Price is currently struggling to break the high. So if let's say maybe oh you were impulsive and you decided to what? Take the high. Oh, price is going to move, then you take that. You see how by now you'll be sweating. You will be sweating. You get it? You will be sweating in your pants, in your singlets, in your bra. So it's always important you wait, trade within levels. Okay. So I hope you are seeing the importance of the levels that I draw. They are not normal levels. Okay. They are not normal levels. They are very, very important. So you don't have to go through the you don't have to go through it yourself because trading is like being a medical doctor. If you're a medical doctor, if you joke, if maybe you overlook certain things, you are going to kill human beings. And life is what? Life is precious. It's just a one-time thing. If it's crash, you are not going to get it again. So it's the same thing in trading. Any mistake you are going to do in trading is going to cost you. It's going to cost you after life. Okay, after life, in this life, in this life that we are in, after life, having been having health and everything, what follows is money. So if you lose your hard-earned money, it's very painful. You get it? So always make sure you are learning from people's mistake. You don't have to repeat those mistakes. Just learn from people's mistake. So you see, if I decided to take a buy, even though I have that direction in mind, that price is going to keep on moving. You see, I would have been what? I would have lost. So it's very important. You wait, take advantage, you pay attention to the zones. So when I saw this market, I didn't even want to show up, but I need to because I've told you people I'll be showing up. When I saw this market I was even about to sleep. When I saw this market, I noticed that price is going to just consolidate. At 6 a.m. I saw this move, but price just moves small and just go to the target and just what? I was thinking it to keep on moving, so I broke even price kept on moving up. So it's not about someone who maybe you don't hold your trades for long. It's from experience and the levels that I see. That's why I mostly maybe if price moves, you just close your position and those stuffs based on experience. So yesterday was during the New York session. Price was very apart from. So let's analyze the New York session yesterday. This was the New York session move. This was the New York session candle. So with the New York session, price close like this. So when it happens like that, I need to wait for a shift in trend. So you notice that what this trend is what a downtrend. We have a rejection over here at the 30-minute time frame too. Price has created a continuation pattern. This was a continuation. Price has broken, even though the trend is what, a downtrend. But when it happens like that, price can keep on. Since it has created support, you have a zone to fill. Price can keep on moving up. Okay, but we had this rejection level right here. So maybe you can just look within this one at the lower time frame and take advantage of a buy. Let's see if so. This is how the candle closed. So the buy would have been risky. Okay, so maybe this one too, you can consider this buy. Okay, and be fast with your price market movement. When it broke this one, you see we have some small zone over here. Okay, so you can take 40 pips. You need to be fast with your trade management. So price has moved. This point, even if I entered, price would have, let me see the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so the 30-minute time frame, this point will be the rejection level, and this point will be the zone, which is also very small. Okay, which was also very small. So this area was kind of very tricky. But you can still, if you are tough and knowing the time of the day, you can still find something within this one. But the best one, which was not having problems, was when finally price broke above this one. When it broke above this one, I noticed price pulled back. So this was the trade Brainy took. He took a buy over here. But yesterday I took a sell. I took this sell. I think I made a recording about it. I took this sell. I was targeting this one, but when price got to the middle of the my target, I broke even. So why did I take the sell? So if you look at the higher time frame, you notice that the candle was making printing bearish candles. So when it happens like that, I can be looking for a buy at the same time be looking for a sell. So the sell presented itself first. Okay, so trading is more it's very draining. If you take your first hit, sometimes moving ahead or moving further becomes very hard. So when I wanted to take the buy over here, but price was kind of very tricky because it has taken the previous candle high, it has taken the previous candle low. So price is in between, and what I just told myself, I should be calm and wait for the candle closure because I don't want to be in this trade and later price will flip back again. So what I did is what I just waited for the closure. When it closed, price made a deep pullback, so I used the previous candle as my stop, targeting this zone. Okay, so place my stop loss over here. But what happened? Price just moved in the middle of the targets. I broke even. Price came and what stopped me out at break even. I price moved like 60 something pips and later came and stopped me out at break even. Okay, so this was another trade during the New York session. So do you guys go through the trades in the session? You need to go through the session and learn from the session. So yesterday was New York was cool. London was just mostly. I don't even like watching the market during Monday London session because I mostly understand price is just going to be ranging. But Sunday during the New York's Asian session, I was awake around 2 a.m. This I saw this break and retest over here, this move, but price never gave a top wick. You see how it works? It's more of technical. Okay, so you need to have your technical strategy. You need to have your technical strategy. So today, price, you see, you are seeing a lot of lines on my screen. That is what is going to hinder or prevent price to keep on moving further. So they are my gauge. Yeah, man. Learn if landing up, you have 12 minutes. Let's wait for the 12 minutes. If you don't see significant break, I'll just hop off. Because landing is going to range. Looking at the candles, I want to sleep small. I woke up early. I woke up around 3. So I have to sleep. Not to trade, to do my other stuffs. I didn't wake up purposely to trade. If you are in Africa, especially GMT, if your time zone is GMT, you have a lot of times to trade. You can trade the lending session, you can trade the New York session. So sometimes I don't feel uh, the importance of waking up during Asian session to trade. Sometimes good though, but you need to have time for yourself. Sleeping too is also important. Yeah, so just ranging, just ranging. We have 11 minutes. So with this system, it has really taken me time and effort to come by this system. So that's why I always say, take trading as a hobby. Don't take it as something that is going to take take away your this thing. Just learn the first maybe 1 to 2 years of the journey should be a learning phase, gathering more experience. You need to seek mentorship. After seeking mentorship, you need to what, go your own route. Just watch, like put into practice this live sessions that I'm doing. You need to go back and rewatch it again and put it into practice. That's what I did. Okay, that is what I did. Sometimes I watch every live session. I watch every, even myself. I sometimes watch my live sessions because they say when it comes to football, if you are watching, you see more than the person on the field. So if I sit back and watch my performance, trading is a performance game. It's like any athletics. Trading is a performance game. That's what you need to understand. So we have 9 minutes for the candle to close. If it happens, the range is very small, 38 pips. If it happens, this candle close above this one, there are some chances. Okay, there are some chances that Mm, 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 mm. So we have 8 minutes, and it's going to align perfectly with lending open to us. So we have 8 minutes. Let's wait and see. You have 8 minutes. Mm. 8 minutes more for the candle to close for lending open too. So it's a perfect setup. Price broken, pulled back. Okay, that's perfect setup. Let me clean everything. Let's do analysis again. H4, price has created a support over here. There was a support over here. So H1, so price has broken. We have this H1 level over here. So we have 6 minutes. We have 6 minutes. So the zone is what I'm considering. So you see, like yesterday saw like this. This is the zone. Okay, first the entry should have been here. So this is where I was targeting. You see how enough the zone is 160 something pips. You get it? 160 something pips. So this zone is enough. But comparing this zone, how being managing the trade is going to be very hard. Managing the trade will be hard. Yeah, so those who are worried about the zones, if you are in the training, I'm going to teach you you are going to be talking about the zones too as well. Okay. So if you are here and you are part of the training and you've learned something and you've noticed that the things that I've been talking about, I'm implementing it over here and you don't understand, you can kindly bring up your question. Okay, I did this live stream for you guys. This is a bonus for you people. So maybe if I've spoken about something during the training and you don't get it, you can bring it over here. I will answer your questions for you. So price is still rejecting, but let's look at this candle critically. What are you seeing? Who can tell me? What are you currently seeing? What do you see about anatomy of candles? When you talk about candle examination, what can you say about this candle and what's uh, what can happen to this candle? What
It
can happen?
can close bearish.
Why?
So it's like it's open to the high side. That's it opened by buying, and it seems now sellers want to take over. So it's reducing the candles. It's beginning to print wicks to the downside.
Yeah, the candle looks like there was no clear bottom wick. You see this one, you are seeing the wicks well. You are seeing the wicks well. By looking at this candle, the wicks is not there. So price can come and give us that wick before it will keep on. If you look at this candle, you see, if you look at these candles, I hope you see them. But there's nothing like this on this one. So this is an indication that you need to wait for the candle to close. So we have like 2 minutes for the candle to close. I'm just thinking. The zone is small. This zone, this zone is small. This zone is small. So we have like 2 minutes for lending open, which is also going to align with what the H1 time frame closure. The H1 time frame closure. And so we have like 1 minute 20 seconds. If it's close above, if it's close above this level, we have 52 seconds. 52 seconds for lending to open. Okay, let's see. Hmm. The zone is small. I can't lie to you. 14, 13, few seconds more. So it has closed above. So it's currently giving us a the zone is small. I'll not put myself in this position. Even if price flips, the zone is small. 26 pips. I can't manage this trade. Okay. If price break the high, let me see, M15. So you know something? If price decide to break this high, if I'm taking this buy, this is where I have to make sure it's either I'm going to close the trade. Okay, it's either I'm going to close the trade or I'm going to break even. So considering this thing, it's very small for me. Okay, it's very small for me to manage a trade. Very small. It's very, very small. 32 pips. This is not a tradable zone for me. This is not a tradable zone for me. So at this point, looking at the H4 time frame, price has broken above this one, so it aligns perfectly. But the zone is small. The zone is small for me. 26 pips. You can't manage this trade. Price will move very quick and just bounce back. Hello? Yeah, the zone is very small, so the stop loss could be like 70 to 80 pips. So I'm not entering because of how small the zone is. Because this trade, managing it is going to be very hard. Managing the trade will be very hard for me. Mm, mm, mm. So if you entered over here, this is where you need to make sure you are securing. You make sure you're securing or protecting yourself. Okay, so price has hit the target. So if I entered, I would try to maybe protect myself. Protect myself. The zone was small. This small pips won't do me anything. And some very small. I hope you understand the analogy. The zone because my stop loss will be like 70 to 80 pips. And if you are risking 80 pips, targeting range of 30 pips, it's not something that it's not good investment. Mhm. Price is struggling to break the 30 minutes. Any question? You see what with the analysis from the start to the end, the breakdown has played out perfectly. Or am I lying? Hello? 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 Morning, how are you? Hello. Have you seen how the thing has played out perfectly and the reason why I didn't take the buy? So I didn't want to put myself in this stress. So this will be like just quick scalp, very small. Any question? Any question? Okay, so if there was no question, I'm just going to because it's just arranging this thing market. If there was no question, I'm going to call it. Whatever we did from the start of the session, whatever we spoke about played out perfectly. I said I'm not going to be looking for a sell. Why did I say that? Because of how the high time frame is looking like. So I came to the H1 time frame, plot out my various zones, gave you the zones that I'm expecting price to move to. Okay, and price head to that level, and what happened? It got rejected. You get it? Got rejected. So I told you I'm not interested in that zone, and price got rejected from there. I hope you've seen it. So it's all about having trading plan, trading system. So those who are in the training are just going to show you all these things. So if trading is not, I hope you people have seen that it's not like a guessing something. It's fully what something you need to have plan for. Okay, it's fully, someone will say fully automated. So fully planned. Okay, fully planned. Everything was planned for. So that's why I didn't execute the buy. I want like something clean like this. Okay, that even if I close some of the position, price can run. Okay, if there was no question. So if I'm part of the boot camp, I'm going to talk. You are going to talk about. So I told you that the most important thing, as I was talking about market structure, I told you when it comes to my system, market structure forms an integral part of what my system or my strategy. Okay, market structure forms an integral part of my strategy. So I told you make sure what you understand that system, that topic, market structure and how to identify this one. These two things, 50-50. If you understand them, you've understood the strategy, and the rest is what? Understanding maybe how to risk management and those things. Those things are secondary. So how to plot your zones, paying attention to the zones, not over. So imagine, you see, guys, I told you I'm not going to execute. Imagine if I executed a buy. You see what's happening. So I think I've showed you enough. I've given you enough evidence of what I'm teaching works. Not what do you call it? I don't do cha cha cha. Just practical. What is happening? Okay, so guys, see you all next time. So tomorrow, this evening, those in the boot camp we are going to meet. Bye bye to everyone.